Drop a like to this video if you love NBA. Hey there everyone, what's up? And welcome back to another video on our channel. LeBron James said what? You'll get to hear about the NBA games very often, but what you won't get to hear a lot about is how some NBA players are caught up in serious controversial stories. That is why you'd be surprised to hear about this, that LeBron James called the Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey misinformed in regards to the ongoing Hong Kong protests. So let's go ahead and dive right into the details of this controversy. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. Alright, let's get to it. The Hong Kong protests. In April 2019, an extradition bill was passed that would allow criminal suspects to be extradited to mainland China. Protests started soon afterward because such a bill could lead to unfair trials and it would also give China greater influence over Hong Kong. What started as a few protests soon escalated into many. Even though the bill was withdrawn in September, the clashes between the protesters and police continue. Where did it all begin? The Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey had just shared an image of the slogan that said, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong," to show his support for the protests of Hong Kong and to speak against the violence prevailing during this hard time. But LeBron James, who had just returned from a 2-game exhibition of the Nets in China, was quick to respond to this statement with much disapproval. We are unsure of what LeBron James must have been thinking the moment he called Morey misinformed, because what he said back to Morey made him seem like he was the one misinformed, not Daryl Morey. What did LeBron James say? When we read what he had written back to Morey, we get a strong impression he was outraged by the statement. And we use the word outraged to emphasize the kind of words he had unjustifiably used. He said, "When you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about the tweet itself, you never know the ramifications that can happen." He then continued to say, "Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself." I don't want to get into a feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand and he spoke. What made him say that Morey wasn't thinking about others when Daryl Morey clearly wrote this for all the protesters? After this, LeBron James goes ahead to say, "So many people could have been harmed, not financially but physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Just be careful about what we tweet, what we say, and what we do. Yes, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative that comes with that too." LeBron James was misinformed. He has been so repetitive in his statement about the negative impacts or ramifications these types of tweets can have. It's becoming more and more apparent that he may not be that well aware of the situation the protests are in right now. He does not have a proper grasp on what is going on, and that is why he wrote such a misdirected response to Daryl Morey's tweet. He may only be giving attention to this matter at this particular point because the protesters are burning his jersey in the streets. And due to all the disapproval that he expressed in this matter, Daryl Morey took down his tweet and then apologized as well. But was it really Morey's place to apologize? I think it should have been LeBron James who should have apologized. But he neither apologized nor acknowledged the fact that what he wrote was unjustified. When he was asked why he thought Daryl Morey was misinformed, he replied, "That's just my belief. I don't know. That's my belief. That's all I can say. I believe he was misinformed and not really educated on the situation. And if he was, so be it." In this statement, it is visibly noted how he has no reason to justify Daryl Morey being misinformed. Compromised reputation. The NBA is known to be one of those leagues who are progressive in their nature, and that is why when this controversy happened, LeBron James received a lot of backlashes. And considering the situation of the controversy, not much is being done to fix what LeBron James ruined. Instead of standing up for human rights, the league and its commissioner Adam Silver tried to calm down their angry Chinese business partners with a not-so-appropriate PR. Now, due to this particular controversy, the bonds between China and the NBA have weakened, and many people from both the US and China have expressed their disapproval over what LeBron James said, but we are still waiting to hear about an apology. LeBron James's reputation precedes him, and for someone who claims to stand for human rights, to say something like this is very outrageous. He should have read more about the situation and the protests that had been going on before making a comment that completely disregarded the support that Daryl Morey was offering to the protesters. He should not have claimed to be knowledgeable if he was not entirely educated about the matter. This seems to be a big hit to James's NBA career. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let us know by liking the video. Stick around for more amazing content, as we'll be soon seeing you in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.